Hello everyone, welcome to this video briefing on assignment 2 or assessment 2 for BSS071-3. So that's the business in an international environment assessment. So everyone should have completed assessment 1, which was a portfolio assessment which looked at different aspects of international business. This is going to be a more focused assessment in many ways, with a single assessment task rather than a range of different papers, but it's also going to be much broader. So there's 5 different things that we're going to do in order to make sure everyone is properly prepared for the task itself. So looking at the assessment task itself, obviously, looking at different unit concepts, theories and models that can be used. So that's going to be quite a big part of the assessment. Looking at sources of information that should be used, and then looking at structure. So we have a suggested structure, but again, your particular company you've chosen, the recommendation you're making, these things may drive you to adopt a different structure you think serves your argument better. That's absolutely fine, but we do have a suggested structure that it may be useful to look at. And then lastly, taking a brief look at the mark scheme as well. So if we start with the assessment task itself, so this is a written report, so it's not a portfolio assessment, it is a formal business report. So as such, you will have to use a formal business report structure. You'll find more information about business reports both on the Study Hub website, but also on the Brio Show. You'll find an academic guide, which will give some guidance and some tips on the formatting of the report. It's 60% as opposed to assessment 1's 40% weighting. So this is the larger, heavier weighted assessment, and as such it has an enlarged word count as well. So we're looking at 3,600 words, and remember that's plus 10% if needed. So that will give you an additional 360 words. There is the word count itself is from the introduction, main body and conclusion. Those are the 3 bits that are included in the word count. If you have appendices for supporting documentation, then that's not going to be included in the word count. So it's only introduction, main body and conclusion which is included in that 3,600 plus 10% word count. So let's look at the assessment task itself. So you're being asked to apply your understanding of international business, market selection and entry modes to a specific company. So the assessment brief does say this company will be allocated to you, and I think I have spoken to most people in the that attend the classes about the company that they're going to write about. If you haven't attended the classes or you just haven't spoken to me about it in person, then please do either email me. If I'm out of the on leave, for example, which I will be for a period coming up, then you can email Shamim as well. But also you're free to use the company that you wrote about in assessment 1 also. Do think about that carefully. So you're being asked here to recommend a new national market to enter, the optimal entry mode to use, and any other relevant particulars. So if the company you wrote about previously or that you are thinking about using, if they operate in pretty much any or every national market that it makes sense for them to operate in, you don't have scope for a good recommendation. So if you have a company like Coca-Cola, for example, well, Coke already operate in pretty much every market that it would make sense for them to operate in. So you're not going to have any scope for any kind of strong, logical recommendation to make. So if that's the case, do think about changing your company. So those are the 3 things that we would need from the report. So a strong recommendation for a new national market, the entry mode to use when entering that market, and any other relevant particulars. So anything which strengthens your recommendations or is needed necessary context for your recommendations. The task does ask you to use both the theoretical knowledge and necessary frameworks and tools. So this is all of the academic models, concepts, theories, frameworks that we've covered on the unit, of which there's a really wide range that could be applied to this task, as well as consideration of practical issues and potential obstacles. So it's not just an assessment where you're being asked to apply a succession of theoretical tools and frameworks and academic concepts. You're also being asked to use some common sense and to think through the practical considerations of the new market that you're recommending. So hopefully drawing upon a lot of the discussions that we've been having in the class as to the reality of how international businesses really operate across national borders, and what some of the major obstacles to that functioning actually is. There is obviously going to be a large component of the marks as well on research skills, both non-academic information from the real world, perhaps on your particular company and the potential market, as well as research in the literature for supporting citations based on the academic models, concepts, and theories.